Hey everybody, it is the Hooligans here. This is me and my faithful sidekick, Duke. He doesn't want to look up at the camera. He's too fascinated with this dumb baby. Nobody wants your dumb baby. Go get it. Anyway, my newest subscriber, Simpy Ware, it's a foreign name, so I hope I pronounced that right, hun. She suggested, she or he, I actually don't even know if it's a guy or a girl, but anyway, they suggested that I make a video about what makes people susceptible to scammers and what makes people susceptible to cults. Okay, well, actually, the two kind of go hand in hand because what makes you susceptible to a scammer, it could actually be the trauma from being in an abusive relationship. People who like I've been really worried about my sister Teresa because my sister Teresa, she lost her husband. Joke. She lost her husband January 9th. And I told her, I said, don't be surprised if you don't start getting hit up by these scammers because she's very, Teresa has, she's a Christian author. So she has like 1,000 friends on Facebook, and she's very outspoken about the loss of Ralphie. And I told her, I said, don't be surprised if you get a lot of, scammers hitting you up, taking advantage of your vulnerability, because it seems like that's what they gravitate towards. And people who have been in abusive relationships that aren't really used to having somebody talk nice to them. If a scammer lays it on real thick, calling you sweetheart, telling you how beautiful you are, and you haven't heard that in a long time, or you're really missing that and wanting that, I could see where you would, be more susceptible to a scammer. But, the scammer is a lot like the abusive boyfriend. They want to keep the relationship private because just like a scammer doesn't want you telling people about them because they don't want you being warned that they are a scammer, well, that's how it is with an abusive boyfriend. He doesn't want you telling your girlfriends about your arguments because that way, your girlfriends won't be saying, "No, hold the phone, wait a minute. Your boyfriend did what?" That doesn't sound healthy. They don't want you being warned. So the scammer is going to use the same kind of tactics that an abusive boyfriend or an abusive girlfriend. Works both ways. Abusive relationships do work both ways. But they don't want you to be warned. They don't want you to have a strong support system. Have you ever heard the phrase divide and conquer? I think that's why the United States, there has been so much division perpetrated by the powers that be, because how do you divide somebody? How do you break somebody down? You divide them from everything that they hold dear, whether it be family, friends, sisters, brothers. Divide the family, you can conquer the family. Divide the friendship, take away all of your support system to where you feel you have nobody to turn to but that person, then they've got you. Because you've forsaken all of your friends. You cast all your friends aside. It's just like, like in In an abusive relationship, they'll try the guy or the girl will try to keep you from your best friend. I knew a man that tried to keep his wife, would always tell his wife, "Oh, you don't need to talk to your mother. Yeah, you know, you're my wife. You're not supposed to talk to your mother." Why is he so worried about his wife talking to her mother? Because her mother would warn her, excuse me, that's not a healthy marriage. The girl gives up talking to her mom. She alienates her mom for 6 months. Then he starts beating the crap out of her. And she thinks, well, mom's probably upset with me because I quit talking to her. And now I don't have nobody. And that's how the abused spouse feels. They feel like, well, you know, I've given up everybody for this person. I don't have anybody to turn to. That's when the abuser, that's when the scammer thinks that they have you. Divide and conquer. And I think that's what makes people susceptible to scammers and susceptible in abusive relationships is, yeah, just that. Anybody that is like a scammer that is telling you to keep the relationship private, anybody is just like an adult neighbor that doesn't want the little 12-year-old girl next door to tell her parents she's talking to them because they have questionable motives. Anybody who wants to keep the relationship a secret has questionable motives. Remember that. The truth has nothing to hide. Fright is for the guilty. So just remember that. Fright is for the guilty. Anybody that is wanting you to keep secrets has questionable motives. Duke, what are you doing? He's up there playing with his baby. He loves playing with his baby. I don't want to throw your baby. Isn't he just the cutest little thing? Yeah, get your butt out of my face. He wants me to play with him. He would let me throw this baby till 4 o'clock in the morning. Lupo, go get it. Till 4 o'clock in the morning if I would do it. But anyway, I just wanted to touch on some of that. Grief, a divorce where you're feeling lonely or vulnerable, that is what makes you more susceptible. And to a cult also. I'm going to touch on some cults tomorrow. Now, that's weird that this person also asked me to touch on cults. My ex-husband got caught up into a cult. And oh God, I could go on for days about that. I mean, that was just like a roller coaster ride with Jim Jones at the switch. I mean, I could really, really give you some information about that. That was just some really, really weirded out stuff. And I will try to touch more on that tomorrow. What makes people susceptible? Well, what makes people susceptible to a cult is about the same thing that makes people susceptible to the scammers and the abusive relationships. But we'll touch more on that tomorrow. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Say goodbye to me and the Dukester. I love y'all. Like and subscribe. Share this video if you know somebody that'll benefit from it. And y'all have a good evening. God bless y'all. Love ya. Bye-bye.